Hey Tone, just about to start kegging. I've actually rinsed these kegs out before with sanitizer, but I'm going to give them another sanitizer before I put the brew in. Just got a stainless steel bowl here. I'll mix up a bit of sanitizer and sanitize all that. Yeah, that's a few of the bits, but that's just a bit of grease for the disconnects. Yeah, spanner to do up the disconnects onto the hose. I made myself a beer transfer line just with some swivels that those disconnects screw onto. Just makes it a bit easier to clean later on. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm doing anyway. I also made a gas line, equaliser line. When you're transferring from a fermentasaurus to a beer keg, you can do a gravity feed without having to use gas. I'll show you that process when I get out to the shed. If you're using a standard fermenter, I just cut a piece of the automatic bottling plastic wand. It fits up inside of the tap, and then I just made an adapter to fit a 6mm line. And just the standard disconnect, liquid post disconnect. So you can gravity feed out of a standard fermenter straight into the liquid post of the keg. And then you just pull the pressure relief valve on the keg and she'll start filling. Just gonna make up 2 litres of sanitizer. So yeah, just gonna put 2 30mm shot glasses of sanitizer into this jug. There's one. Oh, spittle it, another. There we go, that's 2. Jug boiled. Now I'll just pour that over all the lids and disconnects and that. Then I'll just boil the jug and make up another 2 litres. I'll go back in a sec. Alright, got another 2 litres of hot sanitizer. Just going to pour it straight into the little keg to start with. I'm going to pour a bit in this keg. A bit into this one. Now I'll put one end of the disconnect on my liquid transfer. I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. I'll grab one of these lids out of the sanitizer. Remember, this is hot, so you use a pair of tongs or something. There we go. Get that ready. Rightio. Now what I'm going to do is shake the luminol out of that, and then I'll show you what happens. Now I do this to clean my beer transfer line, or to run sanitizer short. I just drop one end into the keg. Now you got your outpost. Now this is the one I shook up fairly well. It'll actually pressurize itself. So once you connect the disconnect on, you'll see she pushes hot sanitizer through your beer transfer line. You can do it with gas, but I'll try not to waste my gas as much as I can. So yeah, just wait till that goes through. only needs a couple of seconds to clean it, so yeah. Yeah, now I'm taking the disconnect off that. Just gonna empty all the liquid out of it into the sink, so you don't get sanitizer mixed in with your beer. Okay, now these have been in the fermenters for about 2 weeks now, I suppose. Yeah, you can see they're starting to get a bit transparent there. Always like to get a bit of bloody food grade grease and do the tops of the posts on each one, on all the kegs as well. I always put my kegs down underneath with the outpost towards the fermenter, so I know that's the liquid disconnect, so I don't muck up when I'm transferring. Yeah, I'll show you in a second what I'm doing. Okay, so we've got the 2 liquid posts connected. We've got the gas equalizer line connected, and you can see it's starting to transfer. So we'll wait till she gets down to 4 litres, and then I'll transfer the last of it into that little 10 litre keg. So there's 4 litres of draft, and the other one's a new. So draft and new is pretty well the same. So I'm just going to put the 4 litres of that one and the 4 litres of that one both into that 10 litre keg. So it's a bit like a Furphy, I guess. So as you can see, she's gravity feeding. Gravity feeding is a go, because you don't have to waste your gas filling your bloody fermenter up. So save your gas, just equalise your keg and the fermenter, and it should just gravity feed from the fermenter down. As you can see, the little counterweights I made up for the dip tube work pretty well. The ball actually sinks like 2/3 into the beer, so the actual pickup stays down underneath the fluid. You can see the other one hanging down there. Rightio, we're down to the last 4 litres nearly. Yeah, as soon as it gets down to that 4 litre mark, I'll switch it over to the little keg. And I'll show you how to burp your keg with the gas. Oh yeah, close enough. There you go. Turn the gas on off. Switch that beer on over to this one. Equaliser. There we go. So that last 4 litres will run into that little mini keg. Got my gas line set up at 30 psi. And you just burp your oxygen out of your keg. Now what I do here, got a bit of just dishwashing detergent, soapy water, and just give a bit of a spray around just to check for leaks. Make sure she hasn't got any leaks. So she's holding pressure pretty good. Yeah, I'll do the same to the little mini keg, and I'll connect the gas lines up in the fridge to these kegs and leave them in the fridge for say 3 days at 30 psi, and then I'll turn them down to 10 psi to start pouring. No worries. Talk soon. Yeah, because you're starting to suck a bit of beer up pretty close to the yeast trough there, keep an eye out on your beer line as it's going in. As soon as it starts to get the cloudy stuff coming in, yeah, that's basically pull the pin on that, because you just start pumping yeast into your keg. So yeah, so just keep an eye on it. As soon as you start getting a little bit of milky, yeah, pull the pin. And that's it. She's kegged up. Carve it up, burp it, stick it in the fridge, leave it for 30 psi for about 3 days, and turn it back down to 10 psi, and then yeah, start pouring.